What's up, average dad fans? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to talk about my first impressions of this, the Sharp Aquos R9 Pro. By far the wildest, confusing, most mind-blowing candy bar flagship phone I've ever had. Let's go. So, to understand the R9 Pro, we first of all have to talk about the specs. The key headline grabbers about this really rare and magnificent, I think, magnificent device. So firstly, I want to talk about all of the main points, the selling points of the device. Firstly, we have to talk about the cameras. It's a triple rear camera setup, and the Aquos 9 Pro has the largest, bar none, main camera sensor in any smartphone. A 1/0.98 inch, so a 1 inch type sensor, slightly better, on the main camera lens. It also has a 1/1.5 inch telephoto lens, which is only just behind the X200 Pro and the X100 Ultra, giving you 2.8 times optical. And I'll talk a bit more about the max zoom on this, because this is certainly one of the most confusing points of the phone. But continuing on, the display is probably the best on the market, coming in at Quad HD. Now, Quad HD isn't, all that rare, but it tells a good flagship. Where the Aquos 9 Pro comes in with its just mind-blowing spec is 240 Hz. A 240 Hz 6.73 inch Quad HD display, giving you the fastest. Look at that animation speed when I go to the app screen. That is insanity on a non-gaming phone. So certainly the cameras and the display are absolutely the headline grabbers. The other specs are fine, but this phone was released at the very, very tail end of 2024, really just a couple of weeks ago in 2025. So it really should have the latest and greatest Snapdragon Elite chip, but it doesn't. It's got the 8 Gen 3 chip. Viewers will know that the 8 Gen 3 chip is absolutely fine, so I'm not going to score it down too much for that. Just slightly disappointing, especially when you consider the price of this device, which we'll get to soon. It also has a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. Now, 5,000 milliamp hours, as I mentioned in a previous video, was absolutely god tier just a few months ago. But now all of the other flagships are pushing for 6,000 milliamp hours. So 5,000 milliamp hours on a Quad HD 240 Hz display could be better. And then something that Sharp talk about a lot in their press release is the speakers on this device. Because of the internal metal box casing with the speakers, the internal vapor chamber, they're meant, and obviously it's quite a thick boy, it's quite a wide, it looks very much like the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, I agree. But the speakers on this are meant to be Dolby, Atmos, spatial audio, the best Dolby sound you can get. And, well, I'll let you hear for yourself. And I'll compare it to my daily driver, the Magic 7 RSR.
Empty hearts and neon lights, they're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly, and I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver.
So, as hopefully you can tell that translates over the video, yeah, these speakers don't sound great, particularly compared to the RSR. So, yeah, maybe hold back a little bit on the speaker promotion you're giving on the Aquos R9 Pro, Sharp. And then for me, the most disappointing yet not deal-breaking fact about this phone: the software. It's truly stock Google. If I go into the settings menu, you'll see it's absolutely stock Google the whole way. Pick up your Pixel, pick up this, you will see the exact same settings menu. It's not like there's a skin with lots of Aquos or Sharp branding and themes. There's, that I can see so far, literally nothing to separate it from a stock Google experience. Now, for me, I told you already last year that Google's stock Android was absolutely getting up there in the top 3 or top 5 of software skins for me. It just, everything works seamlessly and it's got enough customization for me. But when you're spending this amount of money, price coming soon, and you're buying from a Japanese manufacturer like Sharp, you just expect maybe just something a bit more on top of that stock skin. Now, it does have Google Gemini built in. It's got full Android Auto. This is the global version. They only do a global version, in fact, from Japan and I believe Taiwan. So this is the global version, and I may as well tell you the price. The price through the Average Dad Tech Store is roughly £1,300 if I decide to add it. To be entirely honest, I'm not sure if I will add it to the store, because I do believe £1,300 is a lot for a phone that doesn't have the Elite chip and it doesn't have a larger 6,000 milliamp hour battery. And then I want to talk about the cameras, which is my main frustration with this Aquos only a week in. I talked about the largest main sensor on any phone, that 1-inch type sensor. I also mentioned its triple camera setup, the 50 megapixel ultra wide with 122 degrees field of view is great. The telephoto lens at 2.8 times optical is fantastic. All the way up to 20x, it produces pretty damn good photos. And the macro mode, the detail, everything is great. But then for me, a zoom fiend, it will not go past 20x. No matter what you do, you cannot go past 20x. Now, whether that is Sharp just deciding they don't want to sacrifice quality, however, I've showed you on the X300 Pro and the Honor Magic 7 RSR that even at 100x these days, you're looking pretty damn quality. So 20x, for me personally, it is a deal breaker. I could never rock this as my daily driver, and I certainly wouldn't pay £1,300 for the pleasure. So unfortunately, the cameras are actually the biggest letdown. They're not as versatile as others, and a lot of people say zoom doesn't matter too much. If you are just a wide or ultra wide angle shooter, then okay, maybe this phone is for you. But if you like 8K video recording or slow motion recording at 120 FPS to slow down in post, this phone isn't for you either. It's capped at 4K 60 frames per second. Really confusing decisions made by Sharp here. And another thing I want to shout out before I give my overall first impressions, the biometrics is an ultrasonic under-display fingerprint sensor, which is obviously super fast, the best you can get. It's also the fastest face unlock on any device. Here's an example of how fast this is. And I think the 240Hz obviously helps with that animation speeds as well. So in overall summary, it's generally a good phone. But Sharp have added the best display, the best main sensor, the highest refresh rate, but then just thought, or didn't think, then just kind of gave up, it seems. Design-wise, it's not original, clearly. I mean, it is the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. And then because of the software not being exciting, it just feels bland. And I'll take it a step further because I haven't mentioned it yet. The unboxing experience is horrific. This might as well just be called the Sony Aquos R9 Pro because it's taken a complete leaf out of Sony, another Japanese manufacturer, and you don't get a charging brick, you don't get a case, you get the cable, and you get the phone. Super, super disappointing for, remember, £1,300. So the more I've used this phone, which has a dedicated camera button if that floats your boat, it is the Sony Xperia 1 Mark 5, 1 Mark 6, whatever mark we're on now, and that is not a good thing. When we have phones such as the Oppo X8 Pro, the Vivo X200 Pro, the Honor Magic 7 Pro and RSR, phones like this from Japan, the Sony, the Sharp, just are not good enough. A reminder, you can pick up the X200 Pro for under £1,000 with the average dad discount for the rest of January. Or you can pay over £300 more for this. I think you know which route I would go down. So for all those that say you just do positive reviews, you just want to push sales, real viewers know that's not true. But trust me, this is not a positive review. If this phone was priced at £700 or £800, kind of like the OnePlus 13 with its high refresh rate, with its Quad HD screen, that's really priced fantastically well in the market. If that was this price, if this was that price, no qualms. £1,300, I'm sorry, not happening. If for whatever reason after hearing this review and you're not bothered about a zoom lens and you don't necessarily want more than a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, I've put this on my used section of the store for £1,100. Make me an offer of £1,000 or more and you can have it. I ain't keeping this. I don't want it. I've not been impressed, which is disappointing because me and the WhatsApp group chat were chatting about how kind of excited we were to try something new. It's not a bad phone. It's just poorly priced with confusing specifications in 2025. So, sorry if you were expecting me to be all super passionate, hyped, and, you know, losing all my man fluids all over this phone, but it just can't happen. I always have to keep it real, and this phone just doesn't tickle my nutsack. However, later on this week, I will have a phone that certainly does tickle said nutsack. And as always, Sunday nights, 8 PM, I will have a full review of a surprise. Mainly because I haven't decided which phone I'm going to choose. I've got too many, and I have to pick one every week. Might be the Huawei Mate X6. Let me know in the comments which phones I have that you would like to see a full review of on Sunday. That would probably help me. And while you're commenting, smash subscribe. I've said it before, and people know that I am a man of my word. If I reach 100,000 subscribers before Christmas, I will give away 5 phones. Last year, I gave away 1 phone in December. That lucky winner picked the Samsung SE, then quickly changed their mind and they've got on hold. I think they're waiting for the... I can't remember. Remind me in the group chat, Angel, what phone you're looking for. Is it the X Fold 4 when it comes out? Can't remember. But somebody has a phone of their choice on layaway, on credit, with me. If you want to be one of those people, or 5 of those people, get me to 100k. I deserve it. We deserve it. Until next time.